Without looking back, Waabi reached the safety of the wooded river basin. It was cool and quiet, the only sound being the burble of the flowing river. The sounds of battle were distant and indistinct. His new environment completely contradicted the one he had just left. The bushes were thick and green, dotted with flowers and berries. The trees shaded the ground and housed the birds and rodents. The river flowed smooth and gentle. It was a place of peace, solitude, and life, not death, hate, and revenge. It felt so much more natural and soothing to Waabi than the conflict inside him. As Waabi made his way toward the river to get a cool drink, he saw what was, unmistakably, a blue uniform. Quickly and silently, he darted behind the trunk of a tree. Like the first time he killed a deer, his heart raced. He took a few deep breaths and focused on listening. He heard nothing but the subtle and constant sounds of the forest. Apparently, the man in the blue uniform was not moving. With his back to the tree, Waabi rolled his weight to his shoulder and tilted his head around the trunk, peering toward the spot where he saw the uniform. It was indeed a soldier, but he appeared to be dead. The soldier's head was flat against his shoulder and his eyes were closed. Taking his hatchet firmly in his hand, Waabi stepped forward from behind the tree and began walking toward the soldier. The soldier was on his rear with his back to a tree. He could just be sleeping. He looked young. The sleeve of his army coat was torn and his right pant leg was soaked in blood. Now, Waabi was close enough to touch the soldier as he leaned forward looking for any signs of life. Cautiously, Waabi put the back of his hand in front of the soldier's mouth. He was breathing. This is it, Waabi thought. This was his chance to take a scalp, to kill a white man, to take revenge for the death of his father. Waabi unsheathed his knife and planted his feet on either side of the soldier's legs. He leaned down, pulled back the soldier's hair, and pressed his blade against the top of the soldier's forehead. His heart pounded hard and fast, causing his eardrums to pop. His hands perspired and his breathing quickened. It was finally time to take a life for everything he had lost. Waabi grunted and groaned, holding back his pain and sadness and fear. He remembered the decaying scalps he saw as a boy blowing in the wind. He remembered the words of his mother, who said that before doing harm, he must first judge the consequences. And then, as if his father were there beside him, he heard the words, "Never let hate enter your heart." Waabi dropped the knife and fell backwards, landing hard against the forest floor. Tucking his head into his knees, Waabi heaved and cried like he had when he learned of his father's death.